Hi everyone, this is Hiba from My Little Journal, and today I'm really excited to share with you some new products from scrapbook.com. Scrapbook.com launched some ink pads, and they are beautiful. I cannot tell you how much I am excited about these ink pads. Now, I've been playing with these ink pads nonstop and using them on different types of projects, stamping, with different types of stamps, and I'm really excited to share them with you. Now, scrapbook.com sent me all these ink pads to try out for myself, and like I said, I'm totally in love. You can see how beautiful the colors are. I actually printed this off of scrapbook.com's website, so you can do that if you're going to get any of these ink pads for yourself. You can print this out, it's free, and do your swatches on there. And it's very helpful, especially when you have the whole line of ink pads. And they do sell these in a bundle, and you can purchase them separately. But of course, you save so much more money if you purchase in a bundle. But anyways, I wanted to share with you these ink pads, the colors and all that good stuff with you, because they're just so gorgeous. I actually added my own labels on here so I can figure out what color's what, because they're not going to stay in this organizer here. I had ordered a different organizer to sit on my desk because I can't fit this one on my desk. But once I get that, it's going to be amazing because I've been using these nonstop, and I think they are my new favorite ink pads. I'm going to share with you a few different techniques that you can use with these ink pads and how beautiful the colors are once you stamp them out. They're just gorgeous. And especially having all these colors for those card makers, these are perfect because you can kind of use your buildable stamps. If you're using those Altenew stamps, who else does those stamps? There's so many different companies that do the buildable stamps and kind of use all these different shades of pink or blues. And the great part, by the way, about these ink pads is every ink pad has the name of the color, and like it will say pink 1, pink 2. Actually, let me grab this again because you can see it better here. But it has like pink 1, or no, this is rose 1, rose 2, rose 3, rose 4, and then pink 1, pink 2, pink 3, pink 4. So they come in like fours. So these are all the rose, and they're 4 different roses. So they're really pretty, and I love those pastel-y colors, so gorgeous. So if you're using those buildable stamps, these are definitely perfect for that. I'm so excited about these. But anyways, let's start using them and inking them up. I'm going to move these aside. I'm going to grab my Nina white cardstock. Now, this is also from scrapbook.com, and it's great, really good size to be stamping on, adding it to your layouts or your cards. And I'm also going to grab, let's say, an Altenew. I have this Altenew, and I have this Pink Fresh. I'm going to actually use this Pink Fresh one because we can use both these stamps right here to do one of those like buildable stamping that I was talking about. So we're going to get the solid and the rainbow-like one. And when you're doing this, it's always smart to stamp your solid one with the lighter ink, the lighter shade ink, and then stamp the next buildable stamp with the darker shade. So let's grab some pink. Love this one. It's one of my favorites. It's the Ballet Slipper. And then we're going to use this one, which is the pink number 3, Carnival Pink. And we're going to stamp the Ballet Slipper using the solid stamp. And by the way, do not move with water, which is perfect. Love that. We'll stamp kind of blotchy, but it will smooth out in a few minutes and it will look really pretty. I'm going to clean off my stamp and grab the next one, my buildable one. And we're going to grab the next pretty color, Carnival Pink, and stamp that right in the center. Now my stamps are really juicy, by the way, because they're pretty new, but it's still gonna stamp all pretty and stuff. Look at that. So pretty, so crisp. I can't get over how crisp it is. And like I said, because my stamp or my ink pads are really juicy, I got a lot of ink on there. But a smart thing to do is probably stamp it off your spread and then stamp it on your spread. And then I'm going to share another one with you because they're just so pretty. Let's grab the stamp. I just want to show you how crisp the stamping is using these ink pads. Let's get a darker shade. Let's get a gray one right there. That's the charcoal. And you really just need to tap lightly. You don't have to push too hard to get a nice image. And that is just gorgeous. Now also these ink pads come with black and white and black, the premium dye in black, and the white. And I use this white on my photos. You guys know I love to stamp on my photos, and it worked perfectly. I usually use Brilliance ink on my photos, but this one worked as well, and I'm really, really, really excited about it because I love finding some white inks and using them on my spread. So this is a new favorite right here, and then you get the dye in black, and then you get the hybrid in black also, which is pretty neat. And actually, I'm going to share with you how pretty the black is once stamped. It's so crisp. And you get a really, really pretty black. So if you're on the hunt for a pretty black, I definitely recommend that. That's really, really gorgeous. And you can always, like I said, build with these stamps. And I'm going to show you how I can build on that little stamp and how pretty it's going to turn out. So I'm going to grab that pine. These are holiday, the pine, I believe, and I'm going to say the cardinal red are holiday colors. So they work really nicely in your, probably your holiday album. Look how pretty that is. Oh, so gorgeous, so yummy. Really, really love the colors, how crisp. I'm going to grab a different green. So this is how you can kind of build on your stamps with these ink pads. So pretty. So that's the stamping using the ink pads, which are perfect. Let's try something else. Let's say I want to stamp these out real quick. And then I'm going to grab my black again. And now I want to fill my stamp using the new brushes. These are the stencil brushes. These are amazing. I've never really used stencil brushes before, and I've been trying them out and so loving them. I can't tell you how much I'm loving these. So let's say I want to fill this stamp with some green. This is the guacamole, which is really, really pretty, one of my favorites. And all you have to do is kind of add the ink, see that, to your brush. And you can wash these brushes, by the way. Very easy to wash and get that color off if you're going to use it for something else. And all you do is just fill out that stamp. Look how pretty that is. And you can kind of build it because I'm kind of pushing a little bit more on one side just to darken it. And I'm going to get some more ink because I just want to darken, let's say, one side of my stamp. Now, of course, the type of paper you use is really going to help. This is just the Nina white cardstock, but if you use the Tim Holtz Distress oxide paper, I think that's what it's called, it would work so much better. But I'm going to show you how it looks once I fussy cut out this leaf. Look how pretty that is. Whoops. That is gorgeous. I love it. So, so pretty. So you can definitely use these brushes to fill out your stamps. As I said, I wouldn't use this cardstock to do something like that because you can see it kind of like removes a layer from your paper. But if you used a good type of white paper that works well for something like that, for stenciling and all that good stuff, definitely it would look so much better and smoother, by the way, because I know it would look so much smoother on that type of paper. Now, another thing you can do with these brushes is using a stencil. So I just grabbed one of my stencils, and what I'm going to do right here, I'm still going to use green because we used the green with my brush. So let's try the olive. And I'm going to show you how this is going to turn out. Now, I don't mind mixing the colors and the shades, especially in stencils, because I love to use all kinds of different colors in my stencils. And all I'm doing is literally going through with my brush through my stencil to get these triangles. And you can, of course, add more, less. Like right here, I'm going to add a little bit more. And like I said, if you were to use better paper, it would look so much better. But I love the outcome, and I did this on a background, and it turned out gorgeous with these ink pads. So definitely a great way. And another thing I wanted to say is, you guys know I do a lot of mixed media, and I use paint through my stencils, and it kind of gets messy. With this brush and ink pads, this was messy-less, non-messy at all, and it looked gorgeous. So if you're the type of crafter that doesn't like to get messy, this is definitely a great method for you. So that's another way to use these ink pads. Like I said, filling out your stamps, like something like this, or even just stamping, plain old stamping, it works beautifully. I'm going to flip this over, and now I'm going to share with you something that I love very, very much. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I love these Altenew floral stamps, and I use them nonstop. I stamp them out, I fussy cut them out, and add them to my spreads. So I want to show you something that I've been doing with these stamps and loving very much. So I'm going to grab one of these stamps real quick. Grab my scrapbook.com acrylic block. And then I'm just going to grab, let's say, this beautiful, I know there's this really pretty pink. I think it's the Havana Red, is it? I believe so. Yeah, that's the pink that I like a lot. Let's do it with the beautiful pink. You can see how pretty that stamping is, very crisp. And then I'm going to grab the gorgeous green. This is the succulent. And I'm going to stamp some of these pretty leaves. Now I can make these flowers work for me and my layout. So if my layout has these beautiful pinks or the greens, I can always stamp my flowers in color. And of course, you guys know I love to stamp my flowers in plain old black, which is going to work perfectly with my plain black. I'm just going to stamp it in black like I usually do. And if I wanted to, I could use that technique I shared with you with the brush and fill out my flower to fit into whatever I'm creating. That's just really, really pretty. See how gorgeous and crisp that stamping is. I really, really love it. There's so many different things you can do with these ink pads, especially that they will not move with water. And actually, I'm going to show you that too. So if I were to spray water on this, it's not moving. It's going to sit there. Nothing's going to happen. That ink is dry. You can see that. So that's another plus for me, especially if you are a mixed media fan and you create a lot of mixed media layouts and you add paint, distress oxides, and all that good stuff. It's not going to move. It's just going to sit there. And even if you wanted to watercolor the stamped image, it's going to work perfectly because the ink isn't going anywhere. And now, real quick, I'm going to show you how something like a sentiment is going to stamp with these ink pads. What color did we not use? We didn't use any yellow. By the way, the rubber ducky yellow is beautiful. I know I've said this to about every single color I've used, but I can't tell you how pretty and yummy these colors are. They're just gorgeous. Look at that yellow. Beautiful, bright, and I'm a huge fan of yellow. So all these yellows here are just really, really gorgeous. And actually, I want to show you something real quick. I'm going to stamp those yellows, and this is something you can do too on a card, on a layout, so you can kind of build your colors. So that's the rubber ducky. This is the daffodil. And if you noticed, I didn't clean off my stamp because I'm kind of doing this little ombre effect. And you can do that with these ink pads because they're numbered for you. So you can definitely build on that. Again, I didn't clean my stamp off. So if you wanted to do an ombre effect, you have the ink pads for that, and they're all numbered, so it makes the process so much easier for you. I love all these colors. They're just gorgeous, and that is so fun to do. I want to share with you the little mini daubers that scrapbook.com sent me. Now, I already used it, and I believe I used this ink, if I'm not mistaken, and tried it out, and I love how smooth it is. Like I said earlier, if you were to use a different cardstock than what I am, it would turn out much, much better and less blotchy. Now, of course, you would have to start off of your spread, but because this is just a really bad demonstration of it, you're supposed to start off your spread so you don't have that little dot right there. But it's really easy to add ink and mix them or blend them together. So I'm going to grab this light pink right here, and I'm just going to grab a little bit. Now, as I said, I don't mind using the same dauber for both inks because I want to mix them together. And it would work so much better, like I said, if I was using different cardstock. But you can definitely use the daubers for that. You could also use that brush. It's great to blend in colors. We use the guacamole for this, I believe. Let's grab the guacamole. So if I wanted to just bring this in, let me just grab this guy right here so it doesn't get all over my desk. But if I just wanted to blend in my color, all you have to do is just go back and forth. Like I said, if I was using a different cardstock, this would look so much better, but the cardstock I'm using will leave a little bit of strokes right there, and that doesn't bother me, but I know a lot of people like the smooth look, and of course, if that's what you're looking for, definitely use better cardstock than I am. The succulent, just to show you how adding these guys together, the different shades of green, and blending them. And the more you add, the more color you're gonna get. So I'm just blending the two colors together to get a really pretty green. And something like that, if you were to stamp on that, it would look as pretty. So let's do that, because you guys know I love to stamp. So let's stamp this guy out in black. Just cleaning off my stamp. Look how pretty that is. And you can fussy cut that out. Really pretty. I'm just so in awe with these ink pads. These have become one of my favorite things. I've been using them nonstop. Now, I always say that the brand is important, and if you are not using a good type of ink, you're not going to get good results. But when you use a really good brand, and you're going to get really good results. Totally can tell the difference. But trying out the scrapbook.com inks, holy moly, it's adorable. I love the colors. I love the effects that I'm getting out of them and all these cool techniques that I can use them for. I'm just so excited. I love that they're not going to move with water, and I can kind of build with my stencil and all that good stuff. I just really excited about it. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to share these new ink pads with you. They're just so gorgeous. And like I said, these ink pads are not gonna stay in this organizer for long. But once I get my new organizer, I think I'm gonna do a little desk tour for you guys and show you how I changed up my desk and how I'm organizing my ink pads and my stamps and all that good stuff. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And don't forget, I'm going to add all the links for everything I used in this video down in the description box for you. You guys know I love to share new crafty things with you, especially if I love them. And I totally recommend these ink pads, especially if you're looking for some new colors to add to your stash. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.